So market timing, we are saying the pattern is set at the start of a week, a day, or a session. I think I explained that one. The real market timing is what I've been explaining. Otherwise, everything else that you get online or anywhere else might be very misleading. That is the market timing, which is correct, which I gave you. Some setups may start in 1 week and end in another week. So it doesn't necessarily mean that every time they'll give you a start of a setup at the start of a week. Right? I saw a setup that started on Friday, and I think it's supposed to end today, and I ended that setup. So those are some of the things that you also have to observe. That's why we're saying you may have to keep track of the level count, so that you realize maybe they finish their moves on a Thursday, then Friday they start another level, moving in another direction. You should be able to observe that. So some setups may start in 1 week and end in the other week. Then the start and the end of session, trap moves are to be anticipated. So at the end of every session, at the start of every session, you should anticipate the trap moves. So it is best to leave a trade at session change offer. So when you see that the time is around towards 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock, it's best to leave your trade. Unless if you are very sure of the setup that you have entered, you may leave it like that. But sometimes, in most cases, it's better to just abandon some of those trades and then wait for another For another proper setup, right? Then map your broker against your local time to follow timings correctly. So like now, it's 3:30, but then if I look on the broker's chart, my time is 4:30. So you should be able to check those things, because that will also affect how you interpret what is happening in the market. Because you might expect a certain changeover, but then there is an adjustment in time or a difference time between you and the broker, then you might get lost. Then market makers may repeat levels in different days or sessions, making large structure aims. So let's say this is one day, this is another day. So maybe toward the end of the day, they can trap downwards, right? Then they move back into consolidation. This normally happens between Monday and Tuesday. Then they trap again and then move in the other direction. This is a very common occurrence. This is Monday and this is Tuesday. And I've also observed it between Wednesday and Thursday for some pairs. So if this is Wednesday, right? And this is Thursday. In most cases, they might have been coming like this. Then on Wednesday, they end the day like that, consolidation. They come back on Thursday and move up. They can make those large structures. It can also happen. So again, you should be very observant of what is happening in the market for you to correctly interpret the intentions of the market maker. Now, the market maker has also his own limitations and controls. One restrictions given by the IMF and the World Bank. That means they have some limitations on the average daily range. That means we call it the ADR. We use it in most cases. So the ADR now, let's say this is the day. The market may come here, spike up there, and then it comes down like that. The difference between this level and that level will give us the daily range. So maybe over 15 days or so, you may find out there's an average value, maybe 90 pips, maybe 100 pips and the like. So again, they normally don't move out of those ranges. So for them to make more money, they might start here, move up 30 pips, hit this high of the day, then they move down 90 pips, or even 150 pips, right? Then they move back another 60. So their opening and their closing range would be very, very close to each other, or the difference between the high and the low becomes very, very close to each other. And then they will have obeyed some of those rules. Also, they don't have unlimited equity because it costs money to move the market. Like I said, you need a lot of money to move the market or the price by 10 pips, 1 pip, and the like. And you realize that these guys can move the price by even 100 pips in one day. So there's a lot of money that is required. So what we are saying is that they don't have unlimited equity. So since they don't have unlimited equity, it also means that they should have some retracements to trap people. Also, they move up there. They can't continue buying. They have to sell at a certain point and also sell at a certain point, then buy again. That's why the market does not move in a one direction for an infinity time. And they also have limited weekly net ranges, right? So the net weekly change is also limited by the IMF and the World Bank. So it will also determine how far they can move the pace. So the next thing that we'll now look at is the market maker cycle. So they were looking at their method which they use in order to take away our money. Then the next thing that we need will be the market maker cycle, how they make those moves. So for today, we'll end here. And I welcome